Today, I'm going to be going over every single Easter egg and secret you can find on my map, Meme Royale. And we're starting off with the Ali A Pro-Am incident because I'm actually getting sued by Ali A because of this, I think. Hopefully he's joking. So we recreated Ali A being farmed out of the sky just like he did at the Pro-Am by Peterbot and all the other pros. You can constantly shoot him in order to get loot, and that is not all. When you open this chest at the barn, it plays the classic Ali A nothing meme.
Nothing?
And of course, we also included the Diplodocus. You can find it at this mini POI called Ali Acres. Later on in this video, I'm actually going to reveal some secrets on how to get the best loadouts while playing this map, so stay tuned. Because at number 2, Ninja probably has most of the Easter eggs on this map, including his very own POI, Massive Mountain, which is literally a mountain in the shape of Ninja's head. As you get close, you'll start hearing his iconic song, Imagine If Ninja Got a Low Taper Fade. And when you land in Ninja's mouth and jump on the platform, you'll hear Ninja's iconic I'm not seeing enough movement New Year's Eve event. Once you open the mythic chest, you're gonna get a Sky's Grappler giving you infinite movement, and afterwards break this rock in the back of Ninja's mouth to reveal a secret cave. Jump down an emote by the statue and you'll get another mythic. You gotta admit, I might have a crush on Ninja because of how many Ninja references are on this map. The team also added a quest for Ninja that you can pick up at the start of the game. Once you accept it, you're going to head over to the back side of Massive Mountain and you're going to find a Ninja red light, green light minigame. Yes, this is all happening on the map at the same time. This is based on a moment I think he wants to forget. Obviously, it's a recreation of Ninja's iconic New Year's Eve party. And if you make it to the end without dying, you get a ton of chests for completing the game. But after that, you're going to want to go to the top of Ninja's head and look for an X. Pickaxe it 3 times and you get a ton of exotics. But guys, that's not even it for Ninja references, because if you head into Drip District, you'll find a what are those shoe store displaying Ninja's shoes, and you'll see the meme They Stay On. And if you remember that meme, then you do. If you don't, then you missed out. But now we're gonna head over to Gizzy Gardens because we're done talking about Ninja. We got to talk about Courage JD. Of course, he would be at Gizzy Gardens, and this is how I imagine his icon skin would look like if he had one. He's hanging out in the courtyard behind the restaurant. You're going to want to keep an eye on Courage because you may notice something interesting about him each update. Now let's go over to family friendly fields where we have our good friend Nick A30. The cornfield is in the shape of A, really on brand for him. And of course, Nick A30 can be found in the cornfield doing his iconic 100-player customs, except we only have 5 players for this custom. And if you try to grief him, he will call the mods on you. Another quest you can grab at the start of the game is the Bush Camp Dad quest. Yes, there's so many streamer references on this map. Once you accept it, you're gonna have to find 7 alien heads that are hidden inside all the bushes across the map. And then after that, you're gonna wanna head over to Bush Camp Dad's secret bunker, which can be found near Sigma Swamp. There you'll find a mythic chest that has a mythic bush and a tracking visor and a gold mammoth pistol. The perfect loadout inspired by the legend himself. And number 8 is actually a new Easter egg for a content creator. And this is where I'm going to let you choose the side you want to be with the beef between me versus Aid. You're going to want to look for this giant trash can across from the Ohio POI, break it and jump down, and you're going to be met with 2 options, either myself or Aid. I just want you to know if you choose my side, you're going to get a Mythic Havoc shotgun. And if you decide to vote for Aid, well, I'll just let you find out what happens. And if you're on my Reddit regularly, you'll know about the Young PK meme. So the team had to include a giant version of Young PK. And even though I'm telling you guys, this is not me, this was never me. I don't know who this kid is, but it's not me. And somehow he's on my map. At 10 over at Goofy Grove, you'll find Namskow. Inside Namskow, you might find some familiar faces. Yes, the Costco guys. And they actually give you some pretty good loot if you complete their secret by destroying the 5 big barrels on the high shells, which is going to give them 5 big booms. Interact with them after that, and you'll either get the boom sniper or the mythic boom bow. And of course, since it's Meme Royale, there are a ton of meme sound effects that are added that you can hear while playing the game. There's a few POIs that have special sounds that play, like Massive Mountain, Risky Reels, Ohio, and after every single elimination, a different sound will play. Some of them are hilarious, and some of them can be a little bit annoying. You can even spam thank the bus driver before landing to play different sounds. And our team is actually cooking, constantly adding new sounds. And if you guys have any sound requests you want to see on the map, you can actually request things on Discord, and then you might find them on the map later on. Not only can you request new sounds, you can even request new battle buses to be added into the match. You may have seen a battle bus that looks like a pizza or a giant Pepe frog. And if you've seen it yourself, the aura farming boat or the neon cat, these were added from requests that we got in the Discord. But the team doesn't stop there. If you look up in the sky, you'll see memes that are just literally in the clouds and in the storm circle. There's too many to list, but you'll have to just hop in game and see them for yourself. And when you're running around the map, you might also find chill guys. These work like llamas, and there are 3 that spawn in every single match. You can get things like chiller grenades and chili splashes from them, and even mythic ice cream cones. Supply drops are also different on this map. Obviously, they look different, and when you open them, you're going to find at least 1 legendary weapon, a goo gun or chainsaw, and some heals. And even the win screen has a ton of memes for you to enjoy. And we have a couple more quests that you might have seen in the lobby. First, the classic Dekubam Dom Dum quests, where you're going to want to open 1 of 3 chests that are around the map that will grant you a guaranteed legendary scar. And if you're the first person to open this chest, you'll get a golden scar every single time, which will allow you to complete this quest. Now, I know some of you are going to freak out about this next Easter egg, but the team had to add this. We have added job applications to Meme Royale. I know, it's very scary. So we decided to put them inside this haunted house, and there is a quest that goes along with it. You go inside the haunted house in the back of Sigma Swamp, and there will be some special chests that you can open. Once you open them, there is a chance that your job application gets accepted and you get the job. There's also a chance that they don't accept your job application and you get turned away. But if you do get the job, you're going to be granted 3 business turrets and the Chain of Hades to help you do your job. And I'm not sure what the job is exactly, but at least you have a job. Next, we have to talk about Drip District. If you haven't explored this POI yet, there are a lot of hidden, secret, random drip Easter eggs. And they'll stay on your character the entire time you're in this POI. And each time you leave and come back, it randomly changes. If you head into the center building of Drip District, you'll notice a random room that looks a lot like a certain office. It's the Lumen office from the show Severance. It's a very amazing show. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. And now let's go back to Goofy Grove, because if you head over this field where the mythic chest is, you might get jump scared by a phone call from John Pork himself. And near Goofy Grove, you'll see this building right here. And this might seem like a ninja reference with all of the remixes of this song, but this is actually the original locked in alien. You'll find him over by Risky Reels. And if you crouch for 3 seconds in front of the alien, you'll be granted the only railgun in the game. And the team even made sure there was a place for honorable 1v1s at Giga Chad Gulch. You'll find an unbreakable 1v1 ramp, and hopefully you'll find an opponent that is honorable and Chad enough to give you a fair fight. Meme Royale also has some crazy movement throughout the entire map. There are skibbity springs around the map. These are basically toilets that work like geysers. If you jump inside, you'll be shot up into the air and you can just redeploy and rotate around the map. If you're someone who loves driving in the game, you can head over to Risky Reels, and if you break 5 vehicles, a random truck will spawn. And this is the only way to get a car in the match. And OGs will remember there used to be a glitched swing set back in OG Fortnite, and some players got banned for messing around with it. So we decided to add our own glitched swing set. If you hop on the swing set, it might seem normal, but once you hop off, you get flung extremely high in the air. So make sure you have a way to save yourself from fall damage before using this, or you will die. And we actually had to rename this POI because it used to be called Ligma Lake, and Epic said we couldn't do that. So now it's Sigma Swamp. And if you walk into the poison, you will die of Ligma. But what happens is you actually end up respawning without losing a life because Ninja saved you and sent you back. There's also a couple special launch pads around the map. If you head to the top of the peak on the right side of the giant Giga statue, you'll find a super launch pad. This pad gives you an extra large jump boost and will make sure you'll get to the top of the statue. Then once you're at the top of the statue in Giga Chad Gulch, on the right hand, there's a sign pointed down with a launch pad icon. Surely you could safely jump off the top and land on this launch pad. You should have your friend try it out first. And then on the east side of Ohio, you'll find the best launch pad of all time. I suggest finding a fizz in order to get the full effect, but even without it, you go insanely high up. I also want to share with you guys some easy ways to get free XP while playing Meme Royale. At the end of the game, you're going to want to walk into the back of the spawn room, and there's a secret hole in this corner. Once you fall through the hole, it's a room full of XP coins that grant you a lot of XP. And you can do this every single match, and sometimes I've gotten over 100,000 XP just from these coins alone. Then over at the Glizz Hut in Glizzy Gardens, you can head over the Fries Fryer and interact with it to put fries in the bag. Yes, it is a job, but it does grant you some bonus XP. And another great place for XP is actually at Goofy Eye Grove. If you walk into the cat rave, you can actually emote on the dance floor, and this is a safe zone as well, so no other player can eliminate you. So you can just vibe and safely get a bunch of XP. And now I'm going to give you guys some of the secrets to get some of the best loadouts while playing Meme Royale, but I'm not sure if I'm going to reveal all of them in this video because there are a ton, and some I want you guys to discover on your own. One of the best loadouts you can get off spawn is over by Giga Chad Mountain. You're going to want to enter the Giga Chad tomb, which you can find through a cave. And to enter the cave, drop through the center floor tile in the back of the small building that is built into the side of the Giga Chad Mountain. It's behind the table where the mythic chest is. Travel through the cave to find lots of chests and an ascender that will take you deeper into the mountain, where you can find a large golden Giga Chad statue. The statue has a crazy amount of HP, but pickaxing it will grant you gold for vending machines. If you break the statue, you'll find the Icarus wing. If you want to break the statue fast, you can use shockwave grenades to launch your character into it. All it takes is shockwaving into it 3 times and it will break. But that is not all. I'm a huge Attack on Titan fan, so of course I had the team add an Easter egg on the map. If you break the top wall piece above the vending machine of Giga Chad, you will reveal a Giga Chad statue face peeking out, and this is a direct reference to Attack on Titan. Buy impulses from the vending machine below the hole and throw one at the Giga Chad face to get granted the mythic Excalibur and grapple blade. Basically our version of the Attack on Titan mythics. Then get on top of the Giga Chad Mountain and head over to the left hand, and when you jump off the left middle finger, you can land on an invisible platform. You'll see a secret button that gives you balloons, airstrike grenades, and a mythic hunting rifle. Pair that with the Excalibur and you've got a very dangerous combination. And if you're looking for a more low-key way to get a lot of loot quick, land at family-friendly fields. Rotate northwest and you'll see a suspicious looking mountain. To the left, there's a rock that just doesn't look right. Walk up to it and break it, and you'll reveal a drop down that lets you enter a secret cave. Inside, you'll get 5 chests with a ton of slurp barrels and a ton of free mats. And if you're a fan of the charged shotgun, we have you covered. Over in the cat rave at Goofy Eye Grove, look up at the wall and you'll see the target practice with a picture of a dog. If you shoot that, you can walk through the wall, interact with the dog bowl, and you'll get Kit's charged shotgun and Kit's shockwave launcher. A lot of players actually miss this one, but over in Sigma Swamp, if you go into the tunnel near the waterfall at the end of the river, halfway through the tunnel, you'll see some rocks and a bush against the wall. Break these rocks and you'll see a staircase you can walk up. Break another wall and you'll find a small produce box. Most people end up ignoring the produce box, but inside of it is actually the mythic Jules glider. This next Easter egg is something that Epic themselves teased for years, the Megalodon shark. You want to head over to the square-shaped dock behind family-friendly fields and emote in between the 2 barrels to get cuttlefish. Throw the cuttlefish at the starfish in the water to get a harpoon. Swim under the dock and use the harpoon gun to grab the Megalodon Nitro Fist, and then look up. There will be a giant Megalodon flying over the map. There's actually 2 secret ways to get strong loot in Ohio. Both of them require your 5 rusty cans that you get from opening the mythic chests in Ohio. Once you have the cans, go behind the Ohio Stadium and find the only red car. Interact with the red car. Nothing will happen, but nearby, find a weird tire sticking out of the ground. Bounce all 5 rusty cans onto the tire and you'll get the new double and trouble shotguns, which are the new exotic shotguns from the season. And just an additional hint for this one, you can also use 5 minis, medkits, or shieldfish in order to activate the reward by throwing them on the tire. You can also choose to trade your 5 rusty cans in Ohio with a raccoon. He's hanging outside of a window on a car that's on top of a nearby building. If you choose to trade with him, you'll get the Foundation's MK7. So these 5 rusty cans give you some of the best weapons in all of the game. And low-key, one of the most OP loadouts on the map, we've added in the Suitcase of Patience. Ours only takes 3 minutes to open and the loot is extremely worth it. You get mythics, exotics, and the best heals in the game. I'm talking about the Shockwave RPG, Lawless Accelerant Hollow Twister, the mythic Mammoth Pistol, the mythic Sentinel Shotgun, 4 mythic Ice Cream Cones, and 6,000 gold, plus 500 of each material. This is the kind of loot I would expect after waiting for multiple minutes from a Suitcase of Patience. You can find this Suitcase of Patience underneath this little bunker area near Ohio. And each named POI actually has its own mythic. The family-friendly Fields POI gets you the Cerberus Mythic Gatekeeper Shotgun. You can find that at the barn. The Giga Chad Gulch gives you the Mythic Brutus Minigun. And I mentioned the Mythic Chest in Goofy Grove in the center of John Pork, but you'll find the Overclocked Pulse Rifle if you open it. Drip District has the Midas Drum Gun at the car dealership. Sigma Swamp has one of my favorite guns from Chapter 6, Season 3, the Mythic Kill Switch Revolvers, on a small island center of the lake in a tree stump. Massive Mountain has 2 mythics, the Sky's AR in Ninja's mouth and the Sky's Grappler at the bottom of Ninja's cave. Glizzy Garden has the Glizfinity Blade at the center of the gardens. It's basically a more powerful version of the Infinity Blade. And Ohio has the Rusty Cans, which of course you can trade for some mythics or exotics. And once the game is finally over, we added a new playground mode where you can stay on the map and you're going to find a custom weapon that you can only use at the playground. Go over to this clock tower in the pre-game lobby and climb to the top and you're going to find a special weapon. This little truck slingshot will shoot trucks at players and you can spam this. And there's only one of them on the map. Whoever gets it first gets to use it the entire time. Guys, there's even more memes and secrets that I don't even know about because my team is constantly adding suggestions that you guys make. So if you guys want to make suggestions, make sure you join my Discord and post in the Meme Royale channel. And if you guys want to play Meme Royale, search up SypherPK in Fortnite Creative or just use this map code right here.